Today's reading is Tony the Talking Clock from the Sexypedia Wiki. Content warning. This page covers sensitive subject matter. If you are disturbed by the following topics: gore, body horror, psychological horror, existential horror, blood, harsh/loud noises, implied child abuse, death, and more, please proceed with caution or refrain from reading this entry altogether. Tony the Talking Clock is a character in the YouTube web series and the TV show Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. He is generally seen as one of the first big sexy men of the 2010s, alongside the likes of Wunsler, Sands, and Bill Cipher. His class is Tiamat, his aliases include The Clock, Tony, and Tony the Clock, and his source is Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Basic information. Tony is a personified clock with a bow tie. He serves as the antagonist in Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared too. He teaches the main three characters about time, and takes them through the past, present, and future to learn about its importance. However, as tradition of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared episodes, it eventually devolves into madness. The three characters begin to rapidly age and decompose near the end of the episode. Whether this is Tony's doing or not is up for debate. He also appears as a minor antagonist in Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared 6, and a background character in the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared TV series. For more information, check out his page on the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared wiki. Archetypes. British. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is a British series, so the characters have British voice actors. Chronokinetic, likely the poster child of this trope among sexy men. He has a clock, naturally, and his whole episode is about him teaching the concept of time, with various visuals implying he's able to control time despite denying such an ability. Distinctive voice. His voice is very posh. This is one of the main aspects of his appeal for many. Dominating. Calling a clock dominating is ridiculous, but it fits. It's one of his main personality traits among both canon and fanon. He pauses what the main characters are doing and forcefully brings them on a journey with him. Hot-headed. Tony has sudden outbursts of anger when the main characters interrupt or aren't listening to him. Examples are, when the main three are stacking cards instead of listening to a song, he angrily destroys the card tower with his hand. He screams like an alarm clock when Duck derails the song by challenging the concept of time. Mysterious/ensemble dark horse. The entire Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared series as a whole is chock full of mystery, and Tony is no exception. We know little to nothing about him, or why he's even there. When he gained a lot of questionable popularity, many people were rightfully very confused as to why people were attracted to an object. Even Becky Sloan, one of the creators of the series, mentioned her own confusion in an interview from 2015, humanizing the characters and making them have romances with each other, which is a little odd. Non-human. Tony is a clock, and also a puppet. Object head. Although not a legitimate object head, he is a personified object. Some fans do depict him as a conventional object head, however. Power. Tony seems to be able to control time. He can send the tree to various time periods, rapidly change the day, and make others quickly rot and decompose. It's left vague how exactly he does this, or if it's him doing it. Quotable catchphrases. His entire song is arguably very catchy and quotable. However, the most memorable moment is when he interrupts Duck as he begins to question the concept of time. He screams loudly and continuously like an alarm clock. This is so loud that it causes the yellow guy's ears to bleed. Other commonly quoted lines include, "There's a time and a place for mucking around. Don't be stupid, friends. Come on, it's time to go.
Let's go on a journey through all time, a time that's changing all the time. It's time to go to time."
Scrub, scrub, scrub till the water's brown. Tall. Tony is quite a tall character, about the same height as Red Guy. Fanworks also usually depicted him as the tallest of the bunch. Teacher figure. As mentioned before, Tony is one of many teachers in the series, and teaches the main trio about time. Technically antagonist/villain. As mentioned previously, he does kill the main cast in the episode. Each episode of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared has a dedicated antagonist, and Tony is just that. However, unlike most of the teachers, he doesn't kill or really hurt the cast intentionally. In fact, when the trio is aged to death, the last lyrics of a song are "It's out of my hands, I'm only a clock." Theme song. Almost all teachers in the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared series teach the main trio in the form of a song. Tony is no exception. Upper class. Most fans seem to agree that Tony gives off the personality of someone from a wealthy background. Fanon tropes. Flanderization. Just because of a single lyric, "It helps us make pizza, it keeps things in line." People came to the conclusion that Tony had an obsession with pizza for some reason. It was also memed on the way he pronounced the word as pizza. John-locked. Tony has almost always been shipped with other characters from the franchise, the most popular of them being Padlock, a pairing between him and the sketchbook. It was at its peak in the early Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared fandom. They were generally drawn as humans, dancing or kissing while also stabbing each other, or having people die around them. Another popular ship is Digital Time, a pairing between him and Colin the computer. While not as widespread as Padlock, it was certainly one of the more popular ones. There was more variety in scenarios involving their relationship, and were usually drawn in both their object and human forms. Suit guy/well-dressed. As a puppet, all he wears is a bow tie and some shoes, and in some cases, a top hat. In humanized fan art, he wears the essential dapper suit with an occasional galaxy motif and a beauty pageant winner sash of sorts. White twink humanization. Well, mostly blue with some nice face paint, honestly. The original humanization that most humanized art seems to be based on seems to be started by Aisha Neko. Their Tumblr blog is gone, but a reblog of the post can be viewed here. This is also the origin of Sketchbook's humanization. Fanon. This is where Tony the Talking Clock achieved sexy man status. Back when the second installment of Don't Hug Me I'm Scared came out, Tony was often humanized into a handsome blue-skinned man in a dapper suit, a translation of his bow tie in the original. To this day, this is the most iconic design of his. His popularity shocked many, including the creators. Nowadays, his popularity has fizzled out. Due to the new TV show, people are now more drawn to Red Guy than him, but he will truly live on as one of the most important characters in Tumblr sexy men history.